What's up, foodies? Today I am sharing 3 homemade pita bread recipes I use every week. Each recipe creates delicious, fluffy pita bread that anyone can make with just a few ingredients. However, each recipe makes a slightly different style of pita that I'll be showing you and ranking at the end of the video. So stick around to see which one takes the crown and which one is the best fit for you. Let's start by preparing the dough, which we will use for all 3 recipes in today's video. First, add bread flour to a large bowl, then mix in dry yeast, sugar and salt. Give it a good stir to combine all dry ingredients. Next, add olive oil and water. You'll then want to mix it with either your hands or a wooden spoon until dough forms. Transfer the dough to a floured surface and knead it until smooth, which should take about 10 minutes. If you have a stand mixer, feel free to use it, as it will make the process much easier. Place the dough in a lightly oiled bowl and cover it with plastic wrap. Let it rise for about an hour or until double in size. Punch it down to release the air. Divide it into 8 equal parts, rolling each part into a ball. Each dough ball should weigh about 100 grams. Place the dough balls on a floured surface and cover them with a towel. Let them rest for another 10 to 15 minutes. Now for the fun part, making the pita bread. Starting with my favorite method, the pizza oven method. First, you want to preheat your pizza oven to 600 degrees Fahrenheit or 315 Celsius. Then roll each dough ball into a 1/4 inch circle, which is half a centimeter. If you prefer thin crusts, roll the dough thinner. If you like your pizzas thick and chubby like I do, roll them thicker. When the oven is hot enough, place the dough directly on the oven surface. Bake until puffed, which should only take about 30 to 60 seconds. Then flip and bake for a few more seconds. Now it is very important to immediately cover the pitas with a towel after removing them from the oven to create a steamy environment. This keeps them nice and soft, so don't skip this step. And make sure they are covered to prevent them from drying out and to allow them to soften as they cool down. The advantages of this recipe are that the pitas have a slightly smokier flavor, perfect puff, and slight char. They bake super quickly in about 30 to 60 seconds, giving them a beautiful texture and flavor. The downside is that not everyone has a pizza oven at home, making this method less accessible. My score, 8 out of 10. While the pizza oven method is easy to make, it's still not as simple as the next recipe, which does not require any fancy equipment. The simple oven pita. To make the pita, start by preheating your regular oven to 485 degrees Fahrenheit or 250 Celsius. If your oven doesn't go up to this temperature, you can just use the highest setting available. Next, place the baking tray upside down in the oven to stimulate a baking stone. This is a pro tip because using an upside down baking tray mimics the effect of pizza stone, giving you a nice and even bake. After that, roll each dough ball into a 1/4 inch or half centimeter thick circle and keep the other dough balls covered while you work. When the oven is ready, carefully place 2 to 4 pitas on the hot tray, bake for about 3 minutes or until puffed. Then flip and bake for another 1 minute or until golden brown. The advantages of this method are that the pitas puff up nicely and the taste is good. The upside down tray mimics a pizza stone effect, making it accessible for most people. However, it takes long to preheat and baking multiple batches can be time consuming. The texture a bit disappointed me. The crust is pretty thin, which I don't really like. My score is 6 out of 10. Now, at this point, you have two easy ways to make delicious pita bread. But what if you don't have a pizza oven or a regular oven? Well, let me introduce you to the one and the only. The Pita Pen method. You got it? Because Pita Pen and it's a pita and you make it using a pen? Alright, let's make this thing. To use this method, you'll want to start by heating a cast iron skillet or heavy pan over medium-high heat. Make sure your pan is really hot to achieve beautiful char marks and the perfect puff. While your pan is heating up, roll the dough balls same as before. Place one pita at a time in the hot pan, flipping it over every 20 seconds until it's ready, which should take about 2 minutes. Or just cook until bubbles form and the bottom is golden brown. Cooking on a stovetop is super convenient if you don't have an oven. These pitas have a beautiful pocket, nice char, thick crust, and they are surprisingly soft. The only downside is that you can only cook one pita at a time, which can slow you down if you are making a big batch. But now, let's go to the ranking. In the third place, we have the regular oven pitas, earning a score of 6 out of 10. These are fine if you have time and don't mind about thin crust. In second place, with a score of 8 out of 10, we have the pizza oven method. These are great for a fancier dinner or when hosting, but not everyone has a pizza oven, which makes them less accessible. Finally, in the first place, we have the Pita Pen method with a score of 9 out of 10. Not only does it have the best name, but it also super easy and quick to make. Plus, it tastes delicious.